Hello everybody, this is Burgback coming to you with game number 3 between Stephano spawning as the pink Zerg in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, and his opponent WhiteRa spawning as the red Protoss in the upper right-hand corner of the map. This is game number 3, MLG Orlando, between the two players. And again, we're looking at basically polar opposites. WhiteRa being one of the older players of Starcraft 2, and Stephano being one of the youngest players in the pro circuit right now. He's, I believe, 18 years old. I'll probably get flamed if I'm wrong about that, but I believe that's the age that he is, because he had to get special permission to do IPL, which was in a casino, and you have to be 21 because of all the drinking and the gambling and just rules for New Jersey. And we saw WhiteRa come out strong in game number 1, being able to trick Stephano, of course, in not trick per se, but he made a lot of Colossi, or WhiteRa made Colossi, and Corruptors were built to counter that, and WhiteRa just went all ground then after that, building up as many Stalkers as he possibly could. WhiteRa, of course, is kind of going down here, and this is an MLG map, so you basically spawn cross from each other. I'm not sure if that's known or not, but we're basically seeing to find out. Of course, this is a little bit bigger of a map, so that could maybe be a difference there. I'm not exactly sure, but I could swear that MLG does make you a forced cross spawn. Again, going for that spawning pool, and then game number 2. Stephano was able to bring it back, even with WhiteRa stopping Stephano's fast expansion, which of course he's not going to right now. It doesn't look like he is putting that drone on patrol to make sure that a probe doesn't build anything there. Nexus is being built, so they're basically fast expanding at the same time. Pretty interesting. Of course, a forge going down, so we're going for that forge fast expand, making sure that he is guarded, WhiteRa's guarded from any kind of Zergling attack that Stephano would be going on with. And of course, this probe finding the base of Stephano, being able to just kind of sit there and say, hey, look at me. And we do have some Zerglings coming out. It looks like we'll probably see those go after that drone, as he does start to attack that hatchery just a little bit and get out of there, deciding to move out of there. As Stephano just starts to spread his overlords out just to get some vision of what's going on. And now one lone Zergling going out to see what's going on. So again, building up this nice little wall on his expand, going for that gateway now, getting that photon cannon out. He wants to make sure that nothing gets in. Always a good idea there, and a lot of people, I've been playing it like this, making sure to be able to build out towards your expand. Always a safe bet, not going to be harming you one bit. And again, WhiteRa going out with his second drone now, as this drone being chased down by a Zergling, and another Zergling now here to chase down this probe of WhiteRa. Doesn't look like, kind of looks like WhiteRa wants to send out a, probe just to do some kind of special tactics, as we like to say, for WhiteRa. But WhiteRa's just kind of scouting. He's trying to make sure that there's no expands that he doesn't know about. He does know about this one, of course. But that's pretty much it. And another probe just kind of sinking out there, of course. And this is Zergling put on hold, and this is the original one, by the way, I should say. This guy just kind of put on hold just to kind of see if anything's going on, if anything's coming out. Cybernetics Core, of course, being put up, and Stephano does see that without any kind of issue. Metabolic Boost, of course, halfway done now, going for that Zergling speed. And, we're just pretty much in the pregame here, guys. Not a whole lot going on, but we do have a second expand for Stephano going a little far from his base. Of course, once this Metabolic Boost comes down, he'll be able to defend it a little bit easier. But again, nothing too major coming out of either side right now. We're just seeing that Stephano really wants to bulk up on that money. And it looks like, as long as he can get down there before that Metabolic Boost goes off, we will be seeing, yes, WhiteRa does see that expand and decides to get out of there. Metabolic Boost is just about to get out and underway. And of course, he wants to try and see, which, yeah, he will see that there's nothing there. Just a bunch of destructible rocks. And WhiteRa just kind of coming down with a Zealot going to start trying to take out what he can, and it looks like WhiteRa now going down to this expand to start attacking it, do whatever he can to slow down Stephano, and Stephano will react by building more Zerglings. He does want to make sure to do some kind of attack here, and WhiteRa just waiting for that hatchery to finish up. Stephano doesn't really, I think he probably sees it, but again, hatchery now done. I'm surprised WhiteRa isn't doing any kind of attacking. Zerglings now coming into the fray, starting to come down, and no, maybe not. They're starting to go north a little bit, going to see that tower. Make sure, trying to make sure that nothing is coming down. But it looks like WhiteRa, again, just sitting there with that zealot, and yeah, you did see that there. The Zerglings are going to start coming down to get ready to do some kind of attack on it. No, it looks like they do get out. This is kind of interesting play here. You know, he's just trying to get it there, and the Zealot's just kind of there to stop any kind of drone attack. But he is getting surrounded, and that Zealot now finally getting taken out. So robotics facility is up. We got a observer out, going to start doing some observing, as the name suggests, of course, and going with his warp prism move that he always seems to be doing. So I wonder if Stephano will be ready for that. It hasn't done a whole lot of damage to Stephano in this best of 3, so we're going to see if WhiteRa can do something about that this time. Going for a 4th gateway here in his main, 5 gateways total. The warp prism going to be picking up some zealots and starting to go down. We'll keep an eye on that as the game progresses. Zergling's starting to go up north as WhiteRa's starting to go for the destructible rocks here to build his 3rd base. So down here, warp prism just starting to sluggishly going for the the gravitic drive, just to make sure this thing goes a little bit faster. And going out with Colossi, sentries, the whole mix. And it looks like WhiteRa might be getting this in here without any problems. We do have a queen down, and these zealots now going into action. Will we be spawning in more units? We'll see in just a second here. Yeah, we are spawning in another zealot. And, man, that warp prism getting hit by that spore crawler and going down. So, there goes that. And WhiteRa just kind of getting surrounded here now by lots of roaches. Roaches just flooding in and going for that level 1 missile attack. So we're going to see a +1 attack coming from the roaches in just a few seconds. And ground armor now coming out for WhiteRa as well. So we basically go down to this. We are at +1. We're going to be +1, 1+1. For WhiteRa as soon as that ground armor is set. Of course, if that gets attacked now, it's going to be pretty bad. But I don't know if we're going to be seeing that. It looks like Stephano wants to come up here. He is checking this out. Doesn't see anything here. Pretty much guaranteed in his eyes that there's going to be expand here, which there is. And he is coming in before that photon cannon's down. That photon cannon's going to get not taken out. So we're going to let that spawn in. We do have a Colossus up here doing some damage. And a great use of force fields here to split those army up. It looks like these roaches are going to die. And these roaches are probably going to be down as well. So we do have a couple more roaches coming in. I don't know if that'd be the smartest move for Stephano, as we can, of course, bring in more units with this pylon here, and just kind of running away. So we're going to see Stephano pull back a little bit, and WhiteRa just kind of saying, we're on the offensive. Spire is coming into play. So we might see the same use here that we saw in game number 2. We might see some mutas coming out. We might see some corruptors, but I think we might just see some mutas in this game, because he doesn't want to fall prey to what we saw in game number 1, where he brought those corruptors out, and then WhiteRa just kind of went mass stalkers. So again, this photon cannon, now seeing that this expand is almost underway. We look at the income tab, pretty even here right now, even though we are less harvesters here for Stephano. And the line of Zerglings just starting to come up with the roaches, and more Colossi just being pushed out. We are having that Twilight Council. We'll probably see Blink coming out very soon for WhiteRa, as long as the game permits here. Bringing up the roaches with the Zerglings, and yeah, we are going muta. going Mutaball here for Stephano, going for that +1, so definitely committing to it, building a wall up here of gateways. So it looks like WhiteRa definitely going in for that ground army. We might see a bunch of Stalkers come out, especially once these Mutas come out. Colossus can't do a whole lot about that, neither can Zealots or Immortals, so we'll probably be seeing a lot more Stalkers coming out for WhiteRa here. And down here below we have a War Prism coming down with some Immortals. Immortals doing what they can, but of course these Zerglings being able to do a great job. And, my gosh, that Immortal takes up a lot of space inside that War Prism. But of course that War Prism is going to be getting taken out by all these Mutas. And bye-bye Immortal. Immortal just going to die inside there, not even having a chance. And of course these Mutas are going to be greeted by some Stalkers down here, and we do see, oh, we don't see one go down. That's amazing. But yeah, Mutaball, we see how many, this is crazy. We have, what, 16? 16 Mutas out on the field now, and great mobility on these guys. They're very fast, and it's going to keep WhiteRa on his feet, just trying to figure out what's going on, where he's going to be attacking. And again, you know, right here we got this wall. I don't think he knew about this. Stephano knew about this right away. But again, these Colossi doing a really good job of keeping these guys at bay. Of course, this Warp Gate almost going down to health, and all of the shields going down on it. So we're just going to be waiting for that to power back up as we see the Mutas again coming down to the south area, starting to build pylons, and we'll probably see some cannons coming down here when these Stalkers go away, just to build up some defense, so that these Stalkers don't have to keep bouncing back and forth. Blink, of course, is on now, so we will be seeing that being used, hopefully. And these Blink Mutas just kind of scouting out. Of course, no expand here for WhiteRa. The pathogen glands coming out, so we'll probably see some infestors as well on the play, and they could, of course, be out already, but I don't see that in the main group. Probably just waiting for that to be done. Burrow, of course, being made too. Of course, infestors, great use of Burrow. They can just kind of slide in, do what they need. Expand coming in here for WhiteRa as well. Going to try and get some money. And look at these photon cannons just being decimated by the might of Mutas. And, you know, when you have this many Mutas, 23 Mutas now, just kind of clobbering around, and with a +1, and you know, just able to come in and do damage. They're highly mobile. The Blink, not, you know, a great counter to that. And the Mutas just coming down here, taking out as many Stalkers as they can. And again, these Colossi just really open to damage. As we see this one going down, another one going to be going down as well. And we're down, yeah, down to 1. And these roaches able just to kind of clean up. We do have 1 Colossus left, another one on the way. But again, you know, a lot of resources just lost there because of these Mutas, as the Mutas start to finally go down. It's just an amazing play by Stephano, being able to counter that and take all that money right out of WhiteRa. Another War Prism, of course, being made. WhiteRa not one to shy away from his tactics that he is so fond of. But again, coming up to the high ground. And I don't think Stephano will know about this right away. Coming in here just to see if there's an expand here a little bit. Of course, no expand over here. But going to be blinking down, taking out that Spine Crawler. Going to be bringing his units down as more Stalkers coming in. And going to stop here just to kind of slow down those roaches. And it looks like WhiteRa might be able to take out this expand. Stephano running away. He knows that he's not going to do a whole lot. Blinking up and going to be trying, yeah, taking out those Stalkers, roaches there. And again, these Stalkers just kind of fighting what they can. Infestors now coming into the mix. We'll be seeing some fungal growth coming out of this as well. No, it does not look like it. Blink now coming back, and all these Stalkers now coming into play. Going to try and do what they can with these roaches here. And will we see these Infestors get taken out as well? We do have a Colossus coming up here, starting to do some damage, and bringing in that pylon to try and make sure that he can fight Stephano. This is pretty much the first big offensive play for WhiteRa in this match, in this game rather. And Stalker's just starting to get taken out, getting surrounded by the Zerglings. Zerglings doing a really good job of control. Of course, this expand taken out. Stephano Does have this expand here, though, so he is able to keep a little bit more hold on the economy. And WhiteRa at the moment, of course, not a whole lot here. Looks like this got attacked a little bit. I was not able to see that at the time, but it did get attacked. As you can see by it having about half of its health, and shields just starting to come up. We do have that Overlord up here just kind of doing nothing except spreading some creep. More Stalkers just kind of sitting up here and just waiting to see if Stephano will expand down here. So while everything was happening, we had attack coming down here, we had an attack up top, and that's pretty much what was happening. When WhiteRa was down here, we see Stephano getting ready to expand again. While WhiteRa was down here getting ready to attack, Stephano was up here during the attack. So he was trying to do what he could, but he knew he was going to lose that expansion, so he pulled back as much as he could. And we do see more. We see all of Stephano's army starting to go up north, going to be taking out this Nexus. It looks like, of course, Stephano not able to kind of do anything up here. He has to get around. Bringing the Archons out, bringing the Dark Templar into play. And just Stephano bringing his army. Of course, you see the difference. 174 as WhiteRa trying to bring his army up, but it doesn't look like right now that Stephano or that WhiteRa is going to be able to win this game, in my personal opinion. Only because of the unit composition that Stephano has. He's going to be able to do a really good job of being able to do that. Of course, he is pushing back right now. Of course, while I'm saying that, he's pushing back, but a free kill here for Stephano on that Colossi. And, you know, pulling back, but again, look at the difference. 171 to 127. The workers are pretty much even on both sides. And again, more mutas just coming into play. As we look at that, we has 21 mutas built now as we are in here. And it looks like just bringing the mutas up into this expand. Going to try to do whatever damage he can. This probe just kind of going out, saying, "Hey, let's go check what's going on." Probably wanted to build a pylon up here, but it doesn't look like he's going to be getting that far because he is going to get spotted. And yeah, there he goes. All the mutas just kind of saying, "We are going to attack you and kill you." Pretty much easy there, as probes just coming up into the mineral line and just kind of stopping here as these cannons doing a little bit of damage, but it looks like we're going to be losing this Nexus. The Stalkers are not able to get it in time. Finally taking that Overlord out of that area, but you know, WhiteRa, of course, losing a base. Stephano being able to expand up in here, and Dark Templar trying to do some damage, but this Overseer just being able to stop him. And trying to see... There it is. Okay, so it wasn't going into the main army, and it looks like WhiteRa starting to do a little offensive move again, bringing those Stalkers in, trying to get and snipe a couple of those mutas. Mutas just getting out of there without much of a problem. Level 2 armor now coming in for WhiteRa, but it might be a little too late, especially since level 2 attack is coming out as well for those Mutalists. And WhiteRa just kind of going in here, doing what he can. This Archon just kind of forming up here out of nowhere, and looks like that's going to be taken out very soon. Roaches doing a really good job there of taking that armor, that shielding down, and in comes the rest of the attack. The you know, Muta's doing a really good job here of doing the attack from the air. Roach is doing a great job of tanking on the ground. And again, we look at the difference: 157 to 102, a 50 army lead for Stephano. Infestors coming up from the top, and WhiteRa just kind of forced to back off. He doesn't have a whole lot of money. He can spawn in a couple more units, which he is. He's going for another Colossus, going for a couple more a couple more Stalkers. And that's pretty much it. And Stephano having the income, look at his minerals right now. He could just push out a bunch of Zerglings and not have to worry too much, which, oh, look at that. He is going for that. And going for an Oral Parasite as well. So he's very confident of his build. Taking out that pylon, that southern pylon. And again, having a probe down here, I wonder if he's getting ready to either expand here, just to have something close by that Stephano wouldn't notice, or you know, he's just kind of trying to see if Stephano's going to expand there. Again, Nexus now coming up 3/4 of the way down, and not looking like it's going to survive, because it looks like Stephano's just coming up north, getting ready to do another attack. And again, army just kind of moving up north, getting ready for it. 196 army now for Stephano. Stephano basically maxed out. Doesn't look very good for WhiteRa right now, as all of these miners just kind of coming up and down in a line to get in. Of course, if there was just one little gap here, he'd be getting minerals just a little bit faster. And again, these probes just getting taken out now. Zerg just coming in. The income for WhiteRa not looking good at all. And this probe, the probe army now with the Colossi guarding that Colossus, as Stephano backing up a little bit. Kind of comical, as WhiteRa is coming up with his Dark Templar to do a little bit of damage. Whatever he can do. I mean, this Dark Templar, 5 kills already, he's coming in to do a little bit of damage. But this could be the last stand for WhiteRa, because if he loses this expand, he pretty much loses his income for the game, as he is trying to come up. But again, 194 to 120. Not looking good, as I said, for WhiteRa, as it looks like Stephano starting to come up into the main production area for WhiteRa. It would have been a great thing to take out that Cybernetics core to stop that production. But coming back to the expand, not a whole lot of units here. The Overseer's coming in to see if there's any kind of problem that will be up and aroused. But coming down with this force fields, great use of the force fields by WhiteRa to keep these guys at bay. You might see that play again. There's enough energy. Yeah, there we go, but not enough of them. And it looks like this might be WhiteRa's last stand. As he comes in, Birch is doing a really good job of DPSing that front line. The Stalkers and Sentries going down. The Colossus already having 18 kills. He is a master, but it doesn't look like we're going to be getting much from WhiteRa anymore. Once this Nexus goes down, it's pretty much GG. As we see nothing being made, we see a bunch of units being made for Stephano, and yeah, this isn't looking good for WhiteRa at all. He is able to bring in another Colossus, but just a sheer number of units here, not looking good at all. So I'm expecting a GG very, very soon, especially with these bird units and units coming up here. Oh, WhiteRa. I'm so sorry to say this, but I think we're going to unit MLG and bring in a couple more units, but that's pretty much it. His income is very low. He doesn't have a whole lot of anything coming in. And Roach is just doing their job, doing a really good job slowing down WhiteRa on his advance. And again, this guy, oh, look at this Colossus with 29 HP doing some damage, but just too many Roaches and nothing to be made here by WhiteRa. And it looks like the GG from WhiteRa. So Stephano winning that best of 3. Very well played by both sides, but Stephano just doing better. Playing better than WhiteRa in this series. So congratulations, Stephano, and congrats. We'll just let me know what you thought of this game, this series matchup, and I'll try to get a little bit more MLG games coming out here. I saw a bunch of replays. I'm gonna see the games to see how it goes, but I thought you guys would like to see WhiteRa versus Stephano. 2 different generations fighting it out at MLG. So please make sure to subscribe. Please make sure to leave any kind of comments down below. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.